Pipp Petals Pet Patrol. Approximate feline as sphere to make the math easy. A year or two before recent events.
And before we log off of today's stream,
Pipp said, prancing around in a circle and flipping her wings.
I have a very sad thing, guys.
A stream of emojis flooded the chat as Pip Squeaks reacted to the threat of something upsetting.
A lost cat announcement.
Pip held up a photograph of a small black cat with gray wings.
This is Thunderhead. He's missing. Pipsqueak Pegasus misses him so much. Please, if you see Thunderhead, let me know. He was last spotted off Sunset Avenue not far from Vine. He likes chasing mice, taking naps, and...
Pip's eyes widened.
And... yeah, not reading that last one. Please be sure to spay or neuter your pets to eliminate, unwanted behaviors.
With a wave, a wing flip, and a butt shake, Pip said.
That's all for today's stream, guys. Bye-bye. Pip-pip-hooray. And before we log off of today's stream, guys...
Pip said, looking at some papers.
I have two very sad things.
More emojis flooded the chat. She held up a photograph of another cat being hugged by a tween filly, the cat making a murderous expression at the camera.
This is Sir Tibbles. He's missing from Central CH, and PipFan3760 misses him so much. He likes chasing rats, naps in the sun, and...
She shot a glare at Sempony off camera.
I told you to censor these! Sorry. Where was I?
Pip showed a photograph of a green cat with darker green wings.
And this is Mrs. Hiss. Pipsqueak Snowcloud doesn't technically miss her since she's a very mean cat. But since Snow's mom said that he has to take good care of Mrs. Hiss, Snow would like her back. Mom?
Pip shouted.
There's something weird going on.
Haven said. From her spot at the jacuzzi. She didn't bother removing the cucumber slices from over her eyes. Water foamed and hissed around her.
Since last week, my stream has turned into a full hour of lost pet announcements. I'm not getting to do any of my singing, my dancing, or pushing my product lines. Oh, a tragedy.
Haven said.
A tragedy indeed.
Pip flipped her hair.
Even if you don't care about my stream. You should care about my pipsqueaks who are your subjects, Mom. Why are so many pets going missing? It's a mystery.
Pip paused and tapped her chin with a hoof.
Lost cat announcements. Only missing cats.
Haven said as the jacuzzi's power increased.
It's a mystery.
Pip said.
Why have we gone from one lost pet announcement a month to 50 a day?
Haven started snoring. As she snuck quietly out of the royal spa, Pip cranked the jacuzzi's temperature knob to extra cold.
Oh, ew.
Pip said, picking her way along the filthy back alley. She delicately stepped around pools of muck and filth. She played the flashlight around the corners and under the dumpsters. Eyes. Hundreds of eyes, vermin everywhere watching her from the shadows. No house cats hunting the rats and mice, no feral cats hunting the rats and mice. Vermin were proliferating around Zephyr Heights' back alleys and basements.
What is going on?
A cat meowed from somewhere behind Pip. She spun in place, poking around with a beam of her flashlight. In the back of the alley, between two dumpsters, greenish eyes glowed. The cat meowed again. Pip approached and saw it was inside a wire-live capture trap. What appeared to be a mixture of mouse carcass, catnip, and a bottle of Parfum La Pip baited the trap.
Mr. Tinkles?
Pip said, recognizing one of the lost cats from the day's stream. Pip paused, trying to remember the brief description the Pipsqueak had sent in of this cat.
Oh, you're the one who likes to...
He raised his tail and sprayed Pip in the face.
Zip?
Pip called.
Zip, are you down here?
Pip lowered the woven basket into Zip's retreat in the old hot air balloon stationed deep below Zephyr Heights. Dawn sunlight streamed in through the broken stained glass.
Pip, I told you never to come down here. This is my sanctuary, my alone place. I don't crash your streams. You don't come down here or tell any pony about this place. That's the deal, the sister covenant.
Zip sniffed.
Such your new perfume. It's not gonna sell well.
Pip threw the empty trap at Zip's hooves.
That belongs to you.
Zip's eyes widened and her ears dropped.
No, it doesn't.
Pip kicked the cage upside down. A metal plate was etched, property of Princess Zip Storm. If found, return to the palace or drop in any post office. Return postage guaranteed.
Oh.
Zip said.
What are you wearing?
Pip asked, looking at Zip's outfit.
It's my lab coat.
Zip brandished a clipboard.
I'm doing science. If you wear a lab coat and take notes, it's science, not screwing around.
A meow came from behind a curtain. Pip shot a fulminating glare at Zip and yanked the curtain back. 15 cats in separate cages bleared sleepily back at her.
Zip!
Pip shouted, stretching her wings wide into a T-pose.
What are you doing with my Pipsqueak's cats?
Zip sipped from a coffee mug and then placed the mug on top of Pip's head, in the middle of her golden circlet. Looking at her clipboard, Zip said,
"Oh, Mr. Puff Puff Squall,"
and pulled a calico cat from one of the cages. Turning delicately to avoid spilling hot coffee on her mane, Pip looked at her. Zip cradled the small cat and looked at the clipboard.
"What I'm doing,"
Zip said,
"is using the scientific method to restore magic to restore flight to the ponies of Zephyr Heights. You can't steal ponies' pets! Science,"
Zip said.
"Cancer doctors do animal testing, and no pony listens to the ponies who complain about that."
Pip winced, the word cancer echoing in her mind as the worst memories of her foalhood flooded back to her.
"That's a low blow. If you don't want my bone marrow anymore,"
Zip said.
"give it back." "Cats!
Pip snapped.
These are pets! Why not rats or something no pony cares about?" "Something expendable, huh? Give me your phone." "Zip! Mr. Puff Puff Squall here."
Zip said, looking at the clipboard.
"Got 50 micrograms of my latest mRNA recipe injected into each wing last week." "What's mRNA?"
Pip asked.
"Magical restorative nourishing agents."
Zip said. Her feathers fluffed proudly.
"Patent pending." "I thought the patent office denied magical applications with extreme prejudice." "No, but it does require proof of function, which is what I'm working on down here."
Pip removed Zip's coffee mug from the top of her head and pulled in her wings, since Zip was ignoring the T-pose. And Pip had to admit the thought of a medicine that could restore flight to ponies.
"Does it work?"
Zip frowned.
50 is the highest dose I've tried yet."
Zip said.
"I'm cautiously optimistic." "You look dejectedly pessimistic." "Time to be a scientific hero, little dude."
Zip placed the cat in what looked like a canvas hammock. Pip studied it. The hammock was more of a sling, both ends mating together at a hook. The hook was at the end of a long beam that angled upwards to a pivot on a double A-frame. Past the pivot, the beam met a counterweight that appeared to be a huge cast iron block.
"What is this?"
Pip asked, slowly realizing that if the hook holding the beam down was released, the counterweight would drop, the beam swinging up and the hammock ending up pointing out of the stained glass windows, towards the forested hill beyond Zephyr Heights.
"It's an ancient equestrian invention from the Age of the Princesses."
Zip said.
"You know that our ancient archives deep in the catacombs was once the Ancients' Royal Library, right? When CH was still called Canterlot?" "Yeah."
Pip said. Mr. Puff Puff Squall meowed nervously.
"This device's name is quite unambiguous."
Zip said.
"I have to use cats." "Zip?"
Zip kicked the hook free, and with a creaking and grinding, the counterweight dipped and the long beam swung, and Mr. Puff Puff Squall left Zip's lab at a reasonable fraction of Mach 1, and on an upward trajectory, his angry hiss faded quickly and strongly Dopplered. Zip said. "It's a catapult." She pointed to a book on the shelf to one side that her horrified sister had missed. A small cloud of 9 needles rose in the distance.
"Mr. Puff Puff! Look, check the book yourself. A catapult has to use cats."
Zip pointed her wing again before cranking on a winch to bring the throwing arm back into battery, the counterweight rising again.
"Zip!"
Pip's voice was shrill as she read the book.
"This isn't a catapult, it's a trebuchet."
Pausing as she prepared to rehook the firing mechanism, Zip sighed.
"What the heck is a treb? And where can I find them?"
I cannot believe Zip is taking that so literal. Freaking hilarious. Anyways, let's get on to our not crazy donators. Top donators are Sex30, Peter Coulthard, J Tinman, Darkside, and Only One Thing. Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel Skies, Austin Rollins, Crazy Color 557, Stu Hex, Sword Brother and Mordred, Omicron Library, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Hadzaza, Dospo, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and live life to the fullest.